Welcome to Twisted Metal 2, a game I have been playing a lot lately. Most recently, as Spectre. There he is. An underpowered vehicle who I do not enjoy playing as. But after that most recent playthrough, which I barely made it through, I was warned repeatedly that there is a character even worse than Spectre. And that vehicle happens to be the one I was planning to play as next anyway, Hammerhead. Let's look at Hammerhead's stats. Awful across the board. For some reason it only has 3 armor, you would think at least 4. Probably 5. And mediocre special weapon, awful speed, terrible handling. Then there's the characters. They wrote us a little poem. Let's reset their info here, because it does time out after a few seconds. Their poem reads, "The clouds are the place we want to be, far above where we can see, down women's shirts." The end. Thank you, Mike and Stu. I hate your car. I hate you. Turns out the skulls painted all over this thing are a Memento mori. You remember, you will die while playing as Hammerhead, who apparently hails from the middle of the ocean according to the world map there. That is where we originated on our way to Los Angeles. Just coming out of the Pacific Ocean, like some kind of horrible kaiju. We are a monster truck after all. Before we face anybody, let's blow up the hot dog stand for some weapons. Apparently they heat their hot dogs with napalm here in Los Angeles. And the ice cream stand. Hot dogs and ice cream. They use homing missiles as a refrigerator. Yep, things have certainly gone downhill since the Twisted Metal competition came through here and left a year ago. It's like the Olympics, this thing. And it is equally horrifying to compete in Twisted Metal. Over here we have the generator, produces items. And what I found in practice is that it seems to produce different items depending on which nodes you destroy, like the order that you break them in, affects what pops out of the generator. And there's 4 of them, meaning there are a whole lot of possible configurations of what can come out of this thing. Oh, by the way, Twister just died. A real Twisted Metal 1 style death there, where she was at full health, and all of a sudden, we just kind of crushed her immediately, with practically no effort whatsoever. That is because of Hammerhead's special. So I have it activated right now, and I don't need to have it activated. Not right now, not ever. Hammerhead's special is completely automatic. If we bump into any enemy while we have a special available in our inventory, it will automatically deal an extremely high amount of damage on impact. And that's it, that's the special. You just don't have to do anything, you get bonus ram damage. Problem with that is, you gotta ram all the enemies around you. That is normally a thing I enjoy doing when I'm playing as a vehicle that controls well. Hammerhead has the worst controls of any vehicle in the entire game. So, as much as I do really like the special, it is actually very satisfying to use. It is also quite difficult. Oh no, Mr. Slam. Okay. Grasshopper absorbed the freeze that was meant for me. Fortunately. As frustrating as it is to play as Hammerhead, it's even more frustrating to be frozen as Hammerhead. Momentum is a massive issue with this vehicle. As you'll see, every time I try to turn, I'm gonna slide all over the place. Let's finally kill that guy. And yeah, just line up another victim. Because my weapons bay is full. If you have an odd number of an item, that means it is taking up 2 slots in your weapon bay. Because your weapon bay effectively rounds up. Basically, 2 missiles count as 1 item in your weapon bay. Which is why when you grab a pickup, you gain 2 missiles. Assuming your weapon bay isn't already full. Let's just shoot everybody now. You'll know that the special activated because there is the sound of grinding wheels when you make impact. So right there was no sound. Therefore, my special is either all out, I don't have any more in my inventory, or it just didn't work. Because that happens sometimes. With a special you can't control, you just don't know if it worked or not. Or if it's going to work when you hit an enemy, even if it is available. The game can just screw ya. I feel like they might have got, like, ambitious with the design and couldn't quite execute as they had hoped in the programming when they came time to actually put it in the game. One of the reasons Hammerhead is so awful. The fact that his stats are objectively much worse on average than all the other vehicles is another reason. Like, they could have just bumped that armor up 1 point, and we'd have a considerably more viable vehicle. It's like they wanted this thing to be terrible. They might have, like, had to play Twisted Metal 1 too much, and realized that they made Hammerhead too overpowered, and got really pissed off at the thing, like I did from having to play Twisted Metal 1 too much. Because Hammerhead is basically a boss in that game. So they made him awful. When you're fighting him, that's a good thing. Hammerhead just wastes a spot in the enemy roster. My weapons bay is full again. What is taking up so much space here? Probably these things. But that's another way that Hammerhead is bad to play as. When you're playing as him, he cannot appear as an enemy. So, we are always going to have a dangerous opponent in every slot in the enemy roster. And some enemies, specifically Outlaw, Axel, and Twister, are exceptionally more dangerous when you are Hammerhead. Because they have attacks, special attacks that cover a radius around them. Therefore, you cannot get within that radius unless they are frozen. So, we can't use our special against those enemies without freezing them first. It's always a good idea to freeze enemies as much as possible, though. Not always easy, because it is a 3-button input. 2 of those buttons are left and right, which screws up your aiming very slightly. And there we go. Glorious. I did want to have a cache of weapons before I finish this level, because I need a whole lot of weapons to get anywhere in Moscow. Suicide Slide is right. This is a just meat grinder of a level. Depending on what enemies I get here, when it ever loads in, thank you, we can have a very hard time. It's a very small area. We got Sweet Tooth is awful news. Everyone else, fully manageable. This could hardly have gone better. I'm gonna try and focus down Sweet Tooth, but I'm kinda at his mercy on whether or not he feels like showing up where I can actually fight him. Weapons bay full. And this is maybe the first time I'm showing this off. When you start a level, you retain your inventory from the previous level. Whatever was left over from last time, you still got it. I always usually die too much to actually retain my inventory like that. So we rarely see it, but this time didn't die at all in LA. Wish I had used my special there. But like I said, I do not have control over when I use my special. It just happens or doesn't. It has to be a pretty, like, direct hit like that. Or don't count. There we go. I was gonna say, if Sweet Tooth's out of here, we're in good shape. And Sweet Tooth is out of here. However, healing is hard to come by in this level. And enemies are still plentiful, and I might lose the rest of my inventory here. Filling it with ricochets is a strategy that I like to employ. And it's a very bad strategy, because I can't dodge the ricochets. I'm in a terribly slow vehicle. So I hit myself with my own ricochets in an effort to not waste them. And indeed, I did not waste them. That was a monkey's paw. Got my wish. Would have been better off without it. Now there's the health refill, just in time. Kill Spectre. Yeah, pickups are very minimal here in this area. So we're probably just gonna ram enemies a whole bunch. Doesn't do much, but it does something. So the reason Sweet Tooth was so absurdly dangerous is our vehicle is gigantic, and that actually affects our hitbox. For obvious reasons. But every time Sweet Tooth fires a special, it is going to hit you. It's going to spin around the map for like 10-15 seconds, but eventually it will land on you, unless you get below it or above it somehow. And you'll learn just how flat a lot of the levels in Twisted Metal 2 are when you realize you cannot survive many of the attacks without changing your elevation. These enemies are useless. They don't really pose any specific threat to Hammerhead here. So, we'll just have to find some way to get rid of them. I did learn that Warthog's special doesn't do anything unless, well, it does something, but it does more damage the further it travels. So if you're actually close to Warthog, things will go better for you. However, I have no weapons. So, staying close to Warthog becomes less desirable. Roadkill stole my health pickup. Glorious. So I have nothing I can do right now except run laps. Wait for things to pick up and my energy to refill. It's a tad boring. Oh, this thing keeps respawning. And I'm sliding all over the place. Geometry will affect your steering very, very severely when you're a heavy vehicle like this. Like if you come off an angle, you will just keep moving in a direction out of your control. You will see moments where I'm just sliding one way or another, and you'll probably ask yourself, why don't I just accelerate so I can move forward and break out of that slide? It's because acceleration literally does not work when you're sliding sometimes. But it hasn't happened yet. Thus far I've been in control in the easiest 2 levels in the game. Honestly, this is not the second easiest level in the game. This level actually could have probably been a little later on for balance purposes. Oh hey, a health refill. Usually don't get to see this one. Gonna try and use energy meter to finish Roadkill off here, or my special, but instead I use the missile, so I don't get to save it for the next level. Your energy meter, your health, and your specials do regenerate to a baseline level in the beginning of each level, regardless of your inventory at the end of the preceding level. Just minutia you notice when you play this game too much, so that you get good enough to get anywhere with its worst vehicle. Although honestly, I don't think Hammerhead is the worst vehicle. I had a harder time with Spectre. But they're all really, really hard. I would put them in the same extremely low tier. It does bring into contrast, well, into relief, is the terminology there, how your playstyle will affect how difficult you find each vehicle. Because there are definitely people who know the game quite well, and will say that Spectre's a perfectly fine vehicle. Maybe even their favorite. Might have a perfectly easy time using it effectively. My playstyle is generally more aggressive and more mid-range at most. And Spectre does not suit those things. Therefore, I tend to have a very hard time with it. But everyone has a hard time with Hammerhead. Take that, artist. This level has like 3 unique pedestrians for some reason. They really had a fun time presenting Paris as just a weird, wacky place. This is actually one of the silliest levels in the whole game. And people seem to love it, so maybe silly was the way to go for Twisted Metal, instead of the scary edginess that they swerved into after Twisted Metal 2. And by they, I mean the developers at Single Track, later Incognito Entertainment. Because they're the creators of Twisted Metal, and they got real edgy later on. Which I love. Twisted Metal Black is still my favorite game in the series. But there's certainly plenty of room for the colorful world. I, of course, have been playing Twisted Metal 4 lately. And by that I mean I've been playing it a whole lot for months, and I'm just now finally having something to show for it. But that game is incredibly goofy. Might be the goofiest game in the whole series. Certainly not the most beloved game in the series, though. So maybe that disproves my theory, and people hate the goofiness. I wish Sweet Tooth would get frozen, so I would stop getting hit with ice cream cones. Maybe that's why there was a homing missile in the ice cream cone shop. Because ice cream is homing in this video game universe. Oh my god, what hit me? Shadow. Shoulda known. There we go, that's what I like to see. Health refill. This level is severely lacking in health refills. No full health refill in the whole level. Which is bizarre. Don't know why they made that choice. That is going to blow up the Eiffel Tower when I detonate that. Maybe I'll try to lure someone in there first. And if nothing else, we'll get the pickups inside first. Take a little breather. Someone has been here, grabbed one of the pickups. This level always makes me think of Rocko's Modern Life, the Paris episode, where they get on a bus tour with a demented, manic driver, of course, because it was a 90s children's cartoon. That was the energy most characters put out. And Rocko wants to see the Eiffel Tower, and for some reason, he won't show it to anybody. Won't take them anywhere near the Eiffel Tower. Just shows them, like, American exports. So eventually Rocko leaves the bus tour, goes to the Eiffel Tower, and that bus driver goes completely berserk. I wish this game had a bus driver that you could take around like a gigantic tour bus, crush enemies with it. Might have been a little amusing. Or they could have just given it 2 armor points and made it completely useless like they did with Hammerhead. But yeah, any excuse to talk about Rocko's Modern Life, apparently. Obviously, I love that show. Definitely holds up. And hey, deep-voiced trans feminine character. Don't see those often enough. Okay, that bomb did very little to anything. Yeah, it didn't end up blowing up the tower. What do you know? I overestimated the power of my bomb. That's fine. Okay, Shadow's trying to get its soul shot into me. Not when he's frozen. But he got frozen in a bad place for me. So I cannot capitalize. I am stuck inside the Eiffel Tower. It is a tourist trap. Okay. Let's just take the tour, because I do not feel safe going up against Shadow right now. Shadow feels plenty safe coming after me, though. And Outlaw, yeesh. They are aggressive today. So aggressive that they're attacking one another down there. Accidentally. So we'll just do more careful rooftop platforming. Sometimes enemies can spawn on top of the roofs at the beginning of the level, and they'll usually just stay up there for a really long time. Hang out, wait for you to blow up the tower. Apparently this has infinitely high hitbox, that statue there, because I was not able to drive over it. Let's see, that should do it. All enemies in this game seem to have very wide hitboxes, I'll say. But not very tall hitboxes. The height of their hitbox actually is dependent on the size of the vehicle. So a vehicle like Hammerhead, which is super, super high off the ground, gets to be pretty dangerous to drive around. Take that, mime. Should have put yourself in a glass box for safety. Me and Grasshopper froze each other. Fortunately, I have the higher armor. Okay, one more down, but I have no health left. Things do not look good. I could do some cheap stuff with luring Outlaw in here, freezing her, shooting her with a bunch of stuff. Probably my only hope here. Because if I go down there, she's gonna electrocute me with a taser. She's trying to do it right now. Brutal. Looks like she's trying to come here. She keeps disappearing from the minimap, so I don't know exactly where she is. She's like a predator sneaking up on me, semi-invisible. Can only make out her outline as I shiver in fear in my little bunker. Hey, she can attack me from behind, but she did not. Not in time, anyway. So there we go. We have 2 lives going into Amazonia. Will it be enough? Probably not. Amazonia is very difficult. That is where we're going to beat Minion again. Minion is quite a bit bigger than us. And our size doesn't mean anything. His does. Twister and Outlaw. Don't like to see that. I don't like to see Mr. Slam. Even though he's not very dangerous, he's super irritating. He kind of works symbiotically with the other enemies, where he will freeze you Then they'll sneak up behind you and shoot you in the back a whole bunch. Then he'll freeze you again. You'll just sit there for a long time, praying for death. I'm gonna have a super hard time navigating this altar, but eventually get my homing missiles and maybe go on the offensive. Twister's waiting right next to me. This is the level where weird geometry does the most to send you flying all over the place. There might be extended periods of time where I am not in control of what I'm doing. Nice. Such low HP on that Twister. Twister apparently is also an extremely difficult vehicle to play as. Not an especially easy vehicle to fight, but a lot of what makes Twister Twister is beneficial to the AI, not so much to you. Like the ability to infinitely spam her special, keep you locked in place until you die. Apparently that's the thing I hate most about Twisted Metal 2, is the 2 or 3 AI routines that will just loop one move infinitely and prevent you from moving the entire time. Mr. Slam does it, and Twister does it. And I hate them both. Probably not a coincidence. Grasshopper just cannot be lost. Her special is actually perfectly accurate when the AI uses it. Again, I was not so lucky when I used it as the player. So she's another one who's actually kind of dangerous, but super low HP. Power missiles are very, very good, but very, very rare. Hey, Spectre's here. He staked out an island. Let us... Now he's gonna go hide behind the building, and he knows I don't have good enough handling to chase him. So I'll just get my own island. No one's invited. Get out of here, Mr. Slam. You do not have my friend code. Okay, my special didn't go off until it finally did. And killed that guy. Lava can actually be somewhat damaging when you have extremely mediocre armor. I was gonna say low, but technically my armor isn't low, it's just bad. Spectre's running through the lava. Yeah, being slow and not very good armor is an awful combo when you're trying to get through the lava, because you'll just get stuck in the lava for a super long time. Yeah, I think Mr. Grimm might actually have a narrower hitbox than other enemies. Seems to be the case. Alright. Not going to use my energy moves, apparently. I'm pressing the buttons to use them. The game disagrees. Input detection on energy moves is really bad in this game. I did accidentally use my special on his corpse there, which is more than a bit of a waste. Our special's doing so much of our damage. Percentage-wise, I am in the lava again. Just straight up could not control that once I started moving there. Going over part of the geometry. I had to keep going. The game insisted. But yeah, input detection on energy moves. Possibly the worst in the series, because it is the first in the series, so fair enough. Energy moves weren't in the first game, so they made their debut here. They're a bit wonky. Use my special. I'm saving power missiles for in case I don't die before Minion gets here. Alright, this is going very poorly. There we go. Good stuff. Just got Outlaw 2 to worry about. Just so that I am playing it extra absurdly safe. Gonna go for that full health refill. Gotta start turning like 2 seconds before you actually get to where you need to go. Because that's how long it takes this thing to turn. You'd really think, like, traction would be the one thing this thing should have. Gigantic wheels, so much tread, should have so much traction. But, no. And, like, so much weight pushing down on the wheels. We should not be sliding at all. That should be the one benefit of being Hammerhead. Right there, I was holding back to move backwards, but you saw me, I was just standing perfectly still because I had some momentum left over, and I could not beat it. I had to wait for the vehicle to come to a complete stop. There we go. Use Minion special, and now I can meet Minion. If you've got pretty good resources, Minion is obscenely powerful. He can also lock us down with a freeze special. Guarantee our death, if he so chooses. So I'm gonna try and get him frozen first. Okay, didn't work. Glorious. Wonky inputs. Better. I think I said in the LP that Minion is so extremely large that he cannot be affected by Hammerhead Special. But I didn't realize that Hammerhead Special simply just doesn't have an animation. So yeah, things can be affected by it. They just will not see it. He started coming my way, then changed his mind. He got scared. He's not scared at all. I got overconfident. Okay, I don't like fighting here. Not one bit. I hope Minion doesn't follow me through the teleporter. Yeah, Minion should not be scared, because I'm not very strong. Certainly not by comparison. Just top off the old health. Got a lot of power missiles. That should make a dent. We just got to get him frozen first, because that worked out so well the first time. Okay, my camera went to outer space for a second, but it all worked out in the end. I have 0 extra lives heading into New York City. Not a great situation, but we'll see how it plays out. Probably with my death and having to load things up again. Ah well, that's the nature of the beast. It's a very difficult game. You do what you can. I'm performing so much better than I did with Spectre. I think even better than I did with Axel, in terms of death count up to this point in the game. And Axel is extremely powerful. Yeah, approaching Outlaw head-on is always just such a bad idea. What was I thinking? Getting things from the edge is so scary. It's scarier than the combat. because you cannot stop. You will keep sliding. You have so much momentum in this thing, and such little traction. Hammerhead's ending in the first game was a wish for better tires. That is the canon text ending that actually appeared in the game. And apparently, Sweet Tooth just ironically did not grant him that wish. Because our tires are awful. Unusable. I need to get in here. It's not going well. I shielded at the very last possible instant before Roadkill murdered me. Is he coming my way? Nah. Didn't want to end up in an elevator shaft with me. Who could blame him? You've seen the characters we're playing as, Mike and Stu. They are disgusting. Like, after we selected them, one of them vomited soda all over the driver's seat. And their ending is going to be super nasty. One of my least favorite endings in this whole game. Of very good endings. I mean, the joke of the ending is pretty funny. You might even be able to predict it, even if you don't remember what it is. But they work some gross details into it. For comedy. Outlaw's not letting me move, because I cannot build momentum, just the same as I cannot stop it once it gets going. Can't do much of anything to get away from Outlaw. Bad news all around. So I guess I'm going through the elevator shaft again, just to escape. And if I'm lucky, no one will murder me on my way to the nearest health refill. Should be in the pool. Warthog is near that area. I used the jump. Used it again. There it is. Ugh. Energy moves. Endless nightmare. They honestly work better in Twisted Metal 4. People have spewed so much hatred about Twisted Metal 4 over the years. I had such low expectations for it, and it has blown them out of the water. I should honestly be playing that right now, but it would take longer for me to have a video prepared. This is faster and easier. Not from a gameplay perspective. This is so much harder than anything in Twisted Metal 4. Playing through 2 as its worst character. There we go. Backed into Roadkill. Shadow, where's Shadow hiding? Inside the wall or something. Maybe this is like Twisted Metal Lost, and he's actually stuck out of bounds. Probably not, though. I'm about to be. Because, yeah, the New York City streets are out of bounds at the moment. Momentum finally got me. Axel didn't want me to die alone, though. What a bro. That was a pretty good run, though, all things considered. Now, what is our password? It is triangle, triangle, X, triangle, XX. A nice little pattern there. What do you know? So I should be able to get through this one with 3 lives, since I did so well with just the 1. But I might be resetting for lives at the end of every single level from here on out. I might even game over from full lives, especially when we get to Hong Kong. I'm not looking forward to that. Let's not count our chickens yet. Maybe I won't even make it to Hong Kong. That's the spirit. Get away from me, Roadkill. By that I mean get closer to me so that I can crush you. Okay, I got some fire missiles, I can finish them off. Or not. What? Where? Why aren't you dead? What's going on? He'll die soon. Don't worry about it. Yes. See you in hell, roadkill. Kind of a waste of a falling death, because he had no health anyway. Cost me so much of my life to get that accomplished. But it was pretty funny. What do we got? I guess, probably that world map that it's like a peeled orange, so that it shows continents in their correct proportion. That's what it sort of looked like in extremely low graphical fidelity. This being a fairly early PS1 game. The N64 hadn't even launched as of the release of Twisted Metal 1. Uh-oh. That was unfortunate. I was holding turbo to get higher ramming damage on Sweet Tooth there, but for some reason my special made me go over Sweet Tooth right off the edge at full velocity. Normally you stop dead every time you make contact with another vehicle, which is what I was counting on. But Sweet Tooth got an easy kill instead. But yeah, Twisted Metal 1, 1995. The N64 didn't launch till 96. So, that's how early these games were. Pre-Super Mario 64, in one case. Oh my god, I literally can't move. Too much chaos. Okay, broke out of there. Finally got a jump to work. Go for a nice, refreshing dip. So we got a lot of time to waste. The Twisted Metal TV series is coming out next year. 2023, apparently. And to celebrate, they are making a tie-in video game exclusively for your PlayStation 5 home console. You would think that would mean I'd be pretty excited, except for the fact that I would have to go buy a PlayStation 5. No, not the case at all. So, it is going to be, as of current announcement, the next Twisted Metal video game will be free to play on your PlayStation 5. And developed by a studio that most recently made a game called Destruction All-Stars. A return to form for the car combat genre. Also exclusively for PS5. It is not very well reviewed. Okay, Shadow finally died. Glorious. And Spectre finished me off. 3 enemies left. Can I do it? So yeah, Destruction All-Stars was supposed to be a $70 video game, but backlash was so severe because it looked so bad that they ended up releasing it for free on PSN. Sort of like Drawn to Death, David Jaffe's most recent ill-fated game. And currently I believe... Oh, Sweet Tooth killed himself. Glorious. I was terrified of having to go fight him. But, yeah. Destruction All-Stars. You can currently buy it for $20. And it is apparently not all that worth it. So I'm not excited about that. I'm not excited about the return of Twisted Metal. I am hoping that maybe it will make all my videos relevant again for the first time in many, many years. Actually, over a decade. Before I even made the videos, they were already irrelevant. Because that's how long it's been since Twisted Metal 2012 came out. You'll be surprised to hear this. 2012 is the year it was released. I bet you feel old now. So yeah, the whole PlayStation or Twisted Metal Rebirth, if it doesn't appeal to me, it doesn't have very high hopes of being a huge success, but maybe it will be. It will certainly at least make people aware that Twisted Metal was a thing at some point in history, and maybe they will investigate further. We can only hope. They'll learn that there were some good games named Twisted Metal long, long ago. I did also look up how David Jaffe took the news of a Twisted Metal revival that would be free to play and have absolutely no involvement from him. And first, they contacted him in August of 2021, and he said, "I'm certain that they're not making a new Twisted Metal game, because they would have told me." September of 2021, they announced they're making a new Twisted Metal game, and they didn't tell him. And he was pissed off, but I did read through the article where he talked about being pissed off. He was surprisingly reasonable. Like, he did say the words, "I am pissed off about this," but he also was like, it's just common courtesy to tell me, and also I wish them the best. And yeah, as a just stereotypically furious white dude, he handled it with some grace, which is extremely rare for David Jaffe. He did also say the weirdest shit about how he has a bunch of dirt on current PlayStation executives. Specifically, he said, "I know where the bodies are buried, and I know who pulled the trigger." But he did swear that he is not going to say the horrible, earth-shattering information that he knows about PlayStation executives from back in the day, because he doesn't want to be a dick. So why even bring it up? Maybe because you actually have no dirt and you're just being a weird creep. So David Jaffe. Not to slander the guy too much, but he is a real embarrassing reactionary dude. Manages to be wrong about a whole lot, but he is 100% right about his attitude towards the upcoming PlayStation or Twisted Metal game. Apparently, Twisted Metal is synonymous with PlayStation in my mind, because I keep using them interchangeably. But he said that players of games these days, as opposed to in the PlayStation 1 day, are used to being able to have very fine control over their character, which a car combat game cannot provide by its very nature. Just vehicles in general, you will be sliding around. That is realistic vehicle physics. And it will be hard to get a specific direct bead on enemies. Like, that is just the nature of the beast. And that sort of thing, in his estimation, does not appeal to modern gamers. And I gotta say, he's probably right. He thinks they need, like, a new perspective on the whole idea. And David Jaffe is not the guy to go to for a new perspective, but he does say that he understands the car combat genre so intimately that he would be able to provide something to any future Twisted Metal games. And like I said, he's probably not wrong, because he does make very good Twisted Metal games. Even 2012 had some originality and fun in it, buried, like really, really deep down. But they could have made a good game with the engine that they built for 2012. I am frozen on a falling iceberg. Oh, that health refill I needed so bad, but I'm sliding everywhere. And Grasshopper took it. Miserable. Did she die? I think she died. I think I'm gonna die too. Ah well. There does still exist the classic Twisted Metal games. They have their place, and always will, in my opinion. I'm a little biased, because they are like my main source of content these days. But they are a lot of fun. Can I make this jump? Yes. I honestly didn't think I'd be able to with 1 speed. Ugh. The energy move's not going off when I need him to. That is my Twisted Metal experience. Just not being able to use a essential part of the game. And when I do finally use it, it fires into the ground. You really only have 1 chance with an energy move, because they take so long to fire. It's just not just 1 button. It is at least 3, often 4. Such that by the time you have pressed those 4 buttons, your target is gone. Long gone. And I can't move, thanks to the geometry and presence of nearby vehicles. None of the other enemies have died. I only killed 1 person, I think. Pretty sure the other person who died fell into the abyss. Yeah, I really, really need turbo at this point. It's the only way to put out fires. So I like to keep turbo on hand just to tap it when I need it. And I didn't get any. I didn't get much of anything. Did I... I think I killed someone while I died there? Yeah, I don't really know what happened on death there. Do some forensics of your own if you want to find out, because I'll probably never know. Triangle X, triangle, circle, X square. And back to Antarctica. This, predictably, is a really hard level for Hammerhead. Just awful, awful steering. This level is very awkwardly laid out. So, control is difficult for any vehicle. And mistakes in control send you right off the edge. To your death. Got a pretty bad draw of enemies. You don't want Thumper, you don't want Outlaw, and you don't want Twister. They're all here. I don't know what hit me. Probably something to do with Spectre. But it got me stuck in an infinite Twister loop. Could have been infinite. She decided to let me go. But you don't ever want to go in like a tunnel or just anything with a roof when Twister is still alive, because she will bounce you against the roof. And that'll keep you in range of her special, and it will deal extra damage from her special, because it counts as repeated impacts. Ooh, someone died. Didn't even have to do anything. The game is measurably difficult when you have less deaths and you actually carry your inventory into each successive level. You have the opportunity to perform better. I was going to go get those missiles that are currently plunging into the ocean. I wonder what ocean Antarctica is technically on. Maybe it's on a bunch of oceans, because it is at the convergence point of every single latitudinal line on a globe. Who knows which way is up when you're at the center of the Earth? This probably is not actually a philosophical matter. There probably is like a concrete answer. But I ain't no scientist. Uh-oh, what is hitting me now. I'm gonna blame it on Spectre again. If I can't see who did it, it was Spectre. So close. It is just a nightmare getting that full health refill. They made it very cruel. But I did it. Now, the game just handed me like 3 people killing themselves without any effort from me. Just gotta try not to waste it. Wanted to use my special there, didn't happen. Can't control it. Yeah, I don't want to be in this crevice. Very dangerous to be in there. Even if you're like Spectre, the crevice is too dangerous to go into. It's too hard to navigate. Thumper is a problem. Always. Except when he's dead. I need health real bad. The jump. I knew I did the input too late there, though. The jump has a super delay after you do your 3 inputs. Okay. Can get this. Very good. I'd like that power missile, please. Also pretty good. And now I can ignore that half of the map, 'cause I hate it. What do we got? Outlaw. Okay, Warthog stuck on a wall. Not anymore, though. Yeah. Got free as soon as I showed up. Put all that effort to waste. Okay, full health refills respawned. But not going to do anyone any good, because there it goes. Just going to try and stay away from everybody. Until they're frozen. Uh-oh. She was pulling me over the edge with her. Should at least be able to, like, really quickly kill Spectre, you would think. And he's doing the ghost thing. Apparently in Warthog's sights somehow. Stuck on geometry, couldn't move forward or backward. Now, get ourselves armed. Nothing left in the crevice, though. Oh my god, Spectre. Okay, 1 down at least. Just kill Spectre. Make it 1-on-1 with Warthog. Go right off the edge, because I have too much momentum. This thing is impossible to control. I did expect to come out of this with no extra lives, but maybe I'll not even come out of it. It's too soon to call it. Warthog is that dangerous. And he's one of the least dangerous enemies. Okay, Spectre's dead. Trust me. Wasted a special on him, but whatever. Get rid of Warthog. Okay. There goes the ground. I wonder what would happen if we both fell from the same platform and died at the same time. I hope not to find out. And I'm not going to find out here. Off to Holland. What do you think my odds are on getting through all 9 enemies with 0 extra lives? Take it all bets. Probably not very good. No use even, like, looking at who showed up, because it's everybody. 10 of the, 13 potential vehicles are here in the level, and I'm one of them. Probably should just try and see how fast I can die. Yep, none of that ended up hitting Grasshopper. It's not that this level is hard, it's that it just doesn't have enough pickups to kill 9 enemies. So you end up towards the end with just nothing. You gotta run in circles for a super long time. Especially because a bunch of the pickups are in here. In the windmill that's about to get exploded. Because I've spent too much time inside of it, and the enemies are shooting it to try and get to me. Kinda wish the windmills were not destructible in this level. Would have made things easier. Alright, what hit me? There's nobody over there. It could have been Spectre, but Spectre's on the other corner of the map. So that was just weird. There goes the full health refill. One of my only hopes of getting anywhere. There's a health refill in this hay bale. But yeah, this is a lost cause. And I keep getting hit with things that don't exist. It's very strange. What does it mean? I don't have any weapons to finish off Mr. Slam. I got him to a sliver of health. Can't close the deal. And Grasshopper slammed into me. I don't have any turbo, so I can't move anywhere. Now I got some weapons. But still no health. I think I have every health refill in the level. Just wanted to beat Mr. Slam, couldn't do it. So triangle, square, square, X square. That was just a little experiment. No chance of that getting anywhere. You also do get some fatigue from playing too much Twisted Metal for too long. I did want to do this video even though I've done 2 other Twisted Metal 2 videos recently. Because I would have fallen out of practice with the game. And I would not have been able to get very far with its worst character had I set it down for a while and come back to it later. After playing too much Twisted Metal 4. Which is just so much easier of a game. Worlds easier. It wants you to beat it. Multiple times, in fact. But I'm not going to start Let's Playing Twisted Metal 4 right now. Tune into that LP if you want to learn more. Can't move. There we go. You're not supposed to be able to move when you are not... You're not supposed to be able to turn when you are not moving. So when you're inside a tiny space, like the windmill, it allows you to just very slowly rotate, a degree at a time. It's actually super frustrating. But it's the best you can do to get those items. All these necessary items. People are heading into my precious windmill. I hope they didn't steal my full health refill, but they might have. Grasshopper just charged right under my wheels. Which is something arthropods do. Gives me a chance to do some bug talk. There is a species of black widow. I believe the redback? Something like that? Yeah, I'm pretty sure an Australian-specific native species. Who, the males will mate with the female, and immediately afterwards, like cartwheel into the female's mouth, so as to be devoured. Because at that point, that is the best use that they can offer to the future of their species, is as food. That said, black widows eating one another after mating is wildly exaggerated. Ditto mantises. They only do that in observation, usually. Except for certain species, like the redback spider I just mentioned. So the whole black widow namesake is a bit of a misnomer in many instances. It was just a good story. Scientists saw it happen once and wrote it down. Obviously, it happened many, many more times than once, but that's because when bugs do anything, they do it a lot of times, because there's a lot of bugs. They are the vast majority of the living things on Earth. And it ain't even close. I think 40% of all species on Earth are beetles. If I'm not mistaken, it's something absurd like that. Oh my god, they've destroyed both of my windmills. Monsters. They don't want me to have any fun. Damn colonialists here in the Twisted Metal contest. Just take the resources you need. Of course, I would have to be native to the region if that were to make any sense. In that way, I too am a colonialist, destroying all the resources and stealing them for myself. Because apparently, Holland runs on missiles and napalm here in their napalm farm. Now what will they eat? Probably nothing. They blaze at 420 is what I'm saying in Amsterdam. Pretty sure Amsterdam's in Holland. Maybe that's why there's all this napalm. Probably wouldn't want to store it in the field, though, if that were the case. Or maybe you would. Three enemies left before our first death. Pretty good overall. Should be able to get through this. It's not going to be pretty. Especially if they team up on me like that. Thumper can turn the tides, though. Thumper's gotta go. Like, he actually could have killed me outright while I was frozen. His special is way too damaging. It might actually be more damaging, proportionally, than the Twisted Metal 1 incarnation. Where it is the most powerful attack in the game. Besides ramming. Where ramming does, like, instantly lethal damage. thought that was going to kill him. I don't know why I thought that. One fire missile is not nearly enough to do that. But there he goes. Now we have 0 lives going into the final level. I'm certainly going to have to reset. But you know, we'll give it a shot. For the hell of it. Did it once before. We're probably slightly ahead of the curve, thanks to performing so well in the first batch of levels. Let's see if that continues in Kong Kong. Kong Kong. That's of course what it's called. Not me talking for too long. And misspeaking. Remote bombs are super hard to use, but pretty powerful if you can pull it off. Yeah, there's a rear view mirror, and I never use it because you have to press select, and then, yeah, to the right. There's the camera angle. I guess I'm just gonna experiment with things while waiting to die here. There's our weapons. I saw in a video somewhere, someone had on screen a list of all the enemy vehicles that were still alive. And I don't know how to get that to appear. It doesn't appear to be anything to do with the select menu of secret hidden options. So I don't know. I just used everything you can use on select. Didn't show up. There we go, Axel's gonna finally kill me. There we go, thank you, Axel. Another job well done from an overpowered vehicle. So we'll just take a breather as we get back into the action. So much downtime. We got circle, triangle, circle, square, square, triangle. It's hard to say words while inputting symbols, unless you read the symbols out loud. What do we got? We got all of the bad vehicles. Literally every single one. Except maybe Shadow. You gotta freeze Axel first. Just demonstrating that. What? That is so much just radius that he covers with that attack. I could not sneak past him. But yeah, I saw Twister. I'm pretty sure I saw Outlaw as well. And of course, Axel. Axel's already caused us some trouble. I'm ready for one of them, but not all of them. Yep, I can hear Outlaw right now. Using some lightning of her own. So apparently the lightning just usually doesn't work. I don't think it does much of anything. Just makes the screen flash. Makes it hard to keep track of the enemy health, so maybe you wouldn't even realize it's not doing anything. But indeed, it ain't. Can't believe he's still alive. Probably shouldn't even bother with the lightning though. Okay. If Grasshopper doesn't decide to jump around again, might be able to crush her with my special. Almost. Close enough. Now Warthog's volunteering. Now that I have too little ammunition to kill him. Sweeping in with those Patriot missiles. Okay, I got plenty of energy. Let's put that to good use. Ugh. I wish I could hit with napalms. When your vehicle is this high up, when you fire napalms, they go like to the moon before they fall back down. You can't hit anything unless they happen to be in the spot where they land, like 4 seconds after you fire them. Complete coincidence if they ever hit anything. Whereas if you are a small vehicle, you can get really, really close and the attack will fire right into them. Which is what I rely upon. Keep Mr. Slam from moving too much. Once he starts moving, he'll get you frozen, and then you're dead. Like so. Fortunately, he's terrible at grabbing me. Like, his special doesn't seem to work on this vehicle. And I know it does work. You can grab Hammerhead with Mr. Slam's special. But the AI just seems to bounce off of you every time he tries to do it. So, he won't be doing that. Certainly not now. All we have down here is Lightning, it looks like, and Sweet Tooth. I am going to the upper level to get away from Sweet Tooth. Get the hell away from me, Sweet Tooth. What just happened? Oh my god. Telefragged by Sweet Tooth. He knows my weakness. Sweet Tooth is another one. Like, once he hits you once, you're dead. In this vehicle, his attack has so much knockback that it literally cancels out your momentum. So he hits you once, then you cannot move, and he hits you again. And repeat ad nauseum. You are dead when Sweet Tooth is around. It's so frustrating. And he's around. There he is. Like, his attack doesn't knock you back. It knocks you up. So your momentum is killed, and it doesn't even, like, push you away from the target. So you have a chance of escape. No. You are going to get comboed. And he just has infinite ice cream in that truck of his. It's a little bit unfair, in my opinion. This is a terrible place to be if Twister decides to come in here. I think that dark blue dot is Twister, so she might still be alive. It's hard to tell. So many enemies in here. Yeah, she's definitely alive. She's coming behind me right now. But she's staying in the temple. You can sort of control her while she's in here. She at the very least can't slam us against the ceiling. It's a little high. But she ran away. Sweet Tooth is coming my way. Ugh. He's doing it again. The Sweet Tooth thing. And he's going for the telefrag thing. Also, Sweet Tooth is maybe the only enemy who can hit us while we're up here. Sweet Tooth Inspector. So of course he's going to try and do that. As soon as he comes down, he's dead. But I do not want to go up to him. If it can be helped. Meanwhile, I guess I'll just fight Twister. Or try. Yeah, it's not going so well. Now I've got a team of the worst enemies in the game. If I could ram Sweet Tooth, he'd be dead. Like so. One down. Twister is twisted. Slowly twisting in the wind. Yeah, she's trying to get me into an infinite combo. And I have no weapons. So I'm going to go back up to the upper level and grab the ones that I missed. Usually like to get these when I get the full health refill, but I had napalm cones raining down on me. Honestly, this run is not looking so good. Might still make it though. Twister's at low health. Spectre is not too much of a threat. Don't know who else is out there. Huh. Thought I had homing missiles. There we go. She's gonna try sniping me. I will counter snipe. Outlaw. Did not realize she was still alive. Probably should have. So if she shows up before I get to a health refill, I'm dead. And there she is. Spectre, while frozen, did a huge swerve because he had so much momentum before I got him. He might start coming up behind me while I'm very slowly getting away. Okay, no, they're way too far away. They're catching up, though. Okay. Health refills just up here. Where's she going? Could have seen that coming a mile away. Oh, she's leaving. Not very far, though. Fortunately, health refill just immediately respawned. Not sure why, but I'll take it. I cannot get her in front of me. It's getting very irritating. Where is she? She's playing surprisingly smart. You don't see that from the AI too often. But she will not approach me head on. Isn't taking lethal damage for some reason. Till now. So we got a full energy meter and no one left but Warthog. Where is Warthog? You can always get the jump on me. Yeah, he's just hiding in an alleyway for some reason. Weird. Sealed his own fate, I guess. Boom. Wasn't even touching the D-pad, just holding the turbo button. Because what was he going to do at that point? On to Darktooth. He's going to kill me, but he's a huge target, so we actually can sort of do some useful things against him. It's not to be relied upon, though. There was the most racist civilian in this game. I just ran over. Fortunately, the only racist civilian in this game. Okay, he's frozen. If I had extra lives, I'd be doing really good right now. but I don't, so I'm doing really bad. If I can escape from him, we might survive. Nope. Telefragged in the weirdest way. He's just stuck through a wall right now, jumping on my corpse. You don't see that too often, with his license plate inverted, because we're inside of him. But we do have a password that gets us right to that guy. And now we can do a little bit of a war of attrition. We did half of his health with a single life. Just do that again, and then finish him off with a second life. I don't know why he even fires those spiral cones. They always fly over your head, even with a gigantic vehicle like this one. I'm trying to use my special on him, but it doesn't work very often. But sometimes, it is a beautiful thing when it does work. Rear firing is super useful here on these grid streets, because enemies are often coming up behind you. Be even more useful if I had my rear view mirror up. But I don't like the distraction. Still not getting my special to go off. Yeah. Couldn't get very much damage output without that special. That is what did a lot of the first time through. But I guess I will try to avoid using it, if the game insists. We'll actually shoot him with weapons. While he spins around on the docks. Okay. This is not going well at all. Now I need to brake. And get the health refills over here. Okay. Uh-oh. Was not paying close enough attention to my radar. Can't put out the fire. And I'm frozen, and I'm dead. He even got me with the spiral ice cream cone, which I said was useless. He showed me. But we've got another life. It's not like he has a second phase or anything. The second phase is not too scary. This is getting kind of scary, though. He is right on my case. I did sort of have a rule that I only backfire ricochets. Because if you fire them forward, they might fire directly into you. Even when you're a super slow car. We have one chance to get in this teleporter, and we did not. Okay. We very luckily got a second chance. Once you miss the teleporter once, Darktooth teleports in himself and fills the entire set of the arena. And at that point, you're pretty screwed. But I'm pretty screwed for a variety of reasons. Like not having turbo being a pretty big problem right now. Now I can teleport out of the temple And he already has, miraculously, directly on top of me. Or rather, right around the corner, just in time to T-bone me. So, not to be underestimated, that final boss. I think that was the only time I've game overed going into a level with all 3 lives. So overall, pretty respectable performance. Unless I'm mistaken. But this time, we got this. I'm 100% certain. I'm unsinkable. Just gotta find the guy, and he's as good as dead. Should probably find some missiles first, though. Okay. Where'd he go? You know, I'll take it. He's down to the R in dark. That was plenty of damage to start with. Just get some more guns and bombs. This is a bad place to try and get them, though, because the terrain is awkward. And he'll take advantage of that. Oh, I used my special on him. And now he's dead. Got a little extra bonus damage from that special. But he's back. What's this? Oh my god, who could have seen this coming? It's just a severed head, though. I can handle that. Napalms are finally very, very good to use here. They do so much damage. Easy to hit with. Very, very good. Unless he's behind you. Okay. He's pushing me around in such a way that couldn't move the way I wanted to. Worked out in the end, sort of. I am gonna have to hit him at some point. Okay. Once again, got him down to the R. He's on fire, too. He's hurting himself on my corpse, hilariously enough. So I think we got this. Just choose an appropriate weapon. Wait for him to come to me. Shoot him. Again. Win. Spray his face in a million different directions. All the shattered pixels of it. Time to finally enjoy Hammerhead's gross ending.
Hammerhead raced across the rooftops of New York. Inside, Mike and Stu, the drivers of the truck, were salivating.
Yahoo! We're here, man! We made it, bro! Beaches, babes, farm animals! Hawaii's in our grass, bro! Yes!
What can I do for you, gentlemen?
We won the game, right? So, you gotta give us our prize. Well, we want... No, dude. Say, demand. Okay. We demand that you give us the ability to fly.
Certainly.
That is so cool.
Congratulations. I have granted your wish. Have a great time in the friendly skies.
Let's go! Wahoo! Hey, man, this can't be right.
Good thing these first-class tickets are refundable.
Oh my god, I can't believe it. I can't believe it.
I am Calypso, and I thank you for playing Twisted Metal.
Ah, the miracle of flight. Put to its best possible use. Killing the terrible drivers of that terrible vehicle. Never gonna have to worry about them again. Nor this vehicle. It was fun to finally show off Hammerhead. It's a cool car. I mean, you would think, if you were gonna compete in a vehicular murder contest, your first choice would be Monster Truck. But the Monster Truck is bad. Only in this game. Usually it's pretty good. So, we got it out of the way. Maybe we'll play as Hammerhead again, but certainly not in Twisted Metal 2. And I'm definitely going to take a fairly protracted break from Twisted Metal 2 as I play Twisted Metal 4, obviously, and a number of other games in the series, 'cause it's fun. Join me for those, and I guess tune in 2023 for the Twisted Metal TV series. It'll piss off Jaffe if you do. If there's any better reason to do it, I can't think of one.